There are lessons I've learned in my 30s that I wish someone would have told me when I was in my 20s. You know, we are learning while we're living our lives, and this is absolutely okay. But I think it would be very useful and helpful if we would learn some things earlier in life. Stay with me, I promise that you're going to learn something today. Your relationships are going to change. And this is not because people abandon you, this is because you change. And other people might not change, they might stay the same, or change in a way that is not aligned with what you are standing for and the lifestyle you want to live. So people who might have served you in the past might not serve you anymore today. And that doesn't mean that they're useless as human beings, it just means that their motivation, their goals, and their behavior is not aligned with what you value. We develop our characters and learn what is important to us over time. That's a natural process and there's nothing wrong about it. But that means that some people won't be part of your life anymore in a few years, and this could even be the person that is your best friend right now. I know this is a hard truth, but it can be reality. You think you're going to be friends forever, but you know life is complicated. People develop different interests and they go on different paths. And there's nothing wrong about it. It's a very natural process and it's part of being human. That's why I recommend you to savor and appreciate every moment you have with the people who are in your life right now. Be fully present and don't think too much about the next thing. Tell them how happy you are to have them in your life and how important it is to spend time with them. Because you never know how long it's going to last. Do stuff now. Depending on the stage of life you are in, both your needs and wants are going to change and your desires are going to change. And why is it important to be aware of that? Well, don't wait for too long. If you want to do something, do it right now. If you have that spark inside of you because something excites you, that fire that gives you clear signs where your interests lie, listen to it and take the leap. You are still young. Now is the time to do it. Use that flame inside of your heart and go out there, move around, move to other cities, to other countries, travel as much as you can, start things, quit things, fall in love, fall out of love, do everything you can do because now is the time for you. Make many mistakes. Don't think that making mistakes is a bad thing. Every mistake you're going to make will develop your character and transform you in a better you. For example, you might as well just choose a job that's not a typical safe path that society recommends you to go. But I mean, why not? Now is the time to try things out. In case you still want to go on the safe path, you can still do this later on in case you wish, but not in your early years. It's really the time to try things that are different and you never know where you're going to end up. Do things that scare you. You are going to benefit from these experiences for the rest of your life, both from the good and the bad ones. But I wouldn't even say that they're bad experiences, I would just call them learning experiences. Life wants to tell you something. If you have a bad experience, you can always learn something from it. If you wait too long, your situation might change and you don't want to do it anymore. The fire inside of you might be extinguished if you don't throw in some pieces of wood in the form of actions that keep it burning. Or the situation of the world might change and you're not able to execute your plans anymore. COVID-19 is a perfect example of this. And most importantly, don't give other people the power to talk you out of things. Just do it and do it now. Nobody gives about you. Nobody, no soul on earth cares as much as you do. Nobody thinks about you. We're all stuck in our heads, thinking about ourselves and about what other people think about us. But guess what? The irony is that other people only think about themselves and they think about what you think about them. Have you ever been in public and made some loud noises or did anything that you thought was embarrassing? Well, in case you did, what happened? People might look at you for a few seconds because something is happening that might be noticeable. But after a moment, they are back looking in what's in front of them, looking back to the floor, or they're just staring at the phone as we always do. I mean, just look what people do sitting in the bus or in the metro. You know what I'm saying? People don't get up in the morning thinking about you. You are not that important. They're thinking about their issues and their life. They're not thinking about your life, your issues and your actions. For example, no one is waiting for me to upload a video. No one cares. In case you do, I appreciate it. Thank you. But let's be honest, it's very unlikely because you're busy with your own stuff. You're busy figuring your life out. In the end, nobody cares and this can be very liberating if you're aware of it. Start to save and invest as early as you can. I feel like everybody wants to be a millionaire. That is great. It's good to have a lot of money. But being a millionaire won't make you happy and all your problems are going to vanish. Saving and investing can turn you into a millionaire, but Even more important, it can give you a lot of freedom, independence, and control over your time. And I think this, at least for me, is the ultimate goal of accumulating money. This is why I'm saving money and this is why I'm investing. To be free in the future and to decide when I stop working. This is the power money can give you. The earlier we start to save and invest our money, the earlier and higher the likelihood to be independent at some point in our lives. I'm lucky to say that I've always been a good saver and I've always been responsible with my money. But there are other examples. I have some friends, they're in their 30s already and they never have enough money. They always have to wait for their next paycheck. And you, believe me, you don't want to be in that situation. Apart from accumulating wealth, there can always happen some things in life that are unexpected. We need to pay for it. So that's why it's always good to have a kind of emergency fund. But when I was in my 20s, no one really was telling me this. And apart from saving, I started to invest in index funds more or less around 3 years ago. If I had known about investing and the power of the compound interest before, I would have started earlier. We are living in a time in which we have everything available at a touch of a button. You actually just need to download an app and you can start investing right away with little money, like let's say 20 euros. And this is actually amazing because our parents and previous generations didn't have the same possibilities that we have today. So I think we might as well take advantage of them and implement some actions that can help us to take care of our future right now. The earlier you start, the better you will be able to take care of yourself in a financial sense the moment shit hits the fan.
Just the shit's gonna hit the fan.
Or the moment you would like to stop working before the official retirement age of your country. Comparison is the thief of joy. There are many people out there doing cool activities, owning more money than you might ever have, and doing cool stuff. Always. Comparing yourself with others is only going to make you feel miserable. This is even more the case in times of social media where people cherry pick their best moments and show them to the rest of the world. But it's nothing more than a status game. It's a zero-sum game. No one is really going to benefit from it. And I'm not blaming people here because we are all part of the mass and we are not even aware that we are playing these games. But participating in these kind of games is definitely not going to make you feel better about yourself. So please do yourself a favor and don't compare yourself with other people because you're going to be less happy and enter a vicious cycle of believing that you need to own more and do more to be more. And this is going to have a toll on your mental health. Every person grows up in a different context and has different advantages to begin with. That's why it doesn't make sense to compare yourself with other people. Actually, there's only one person you can realistically compare yourself with, and this is yourself. Thrive for a better you without looking too much at what other people do. I mean, of course, you can learn from other people and that is great, but don't let their achievements make you feel smaller than you actually are. Use sunscreen and moisturizer. This is something I've totally neglected during my 20s. I always thought that if I eat well and healthy, this is enough, but it's not quite like that. Over the years, you're going to see the difference of people who've taken care of their skin and the ones who didn't. This is not just about stopping the aging process or something, because no one really can. Or maybe Brian Johnson, but he's another kind of story. It's more about protecting the health of your skin and prevent more serious problems that you might have in the future if you don't take care of it. Apart from that, it can really affect your confidence if you don't look after your skin. When I was in my 20s, I've underestimated how important the daily use of sunscreen is, and even more if you're living in a very sunny country like I do. Back then I thought I just need to use sunscreen while I'm going to the beach, but man, I was so wrong. You better use sunscreen every day so that you don't burn your skin and that you won't have problems at a later age. And apart from that, there's obviously the daily skincare. Now I cleanse and moisturize my face both in the morning and in the evening. And I just found out that I should exfoliate my skin as well, but I've actually never done it. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm still a newbie with this. So in case you know how that works, let me know in the comments what your routine looks like. I could probably come up with many more things I would have loved to learn earlier, but these are the big ones. No matter how old you are right now, please let me know in the comments what the things are that you would have loved to learn earlier and would like to share with other people so that they can benefit from your wisdom. Take care of yourself and see you in the next one.